Welcome back to Sunshine Forest. It's episode 10 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and as you've seen, I've been busy still. I keep chugging away. I'm loving playing on it, so I'm having a great old time. And I've had an idea, so I'm just going to change things up a little bit for this episode. I don't know, moving forward, we'll see. It's 3:09, it's still January. I've delivered... Did I do a load of 8s and 8s, or was it 8s and 6s I did last? 8s and 6s, wasn't it, to get rid of what I had? Can't remember. Might have been 8s and 8s. And... I've changed up the lorry, so the lorry's now been upgraded, so it's an 8x4, did we go for? 8x4 I think. So that's been upgraded. I've leased this again, so I've been going around and I've been clearing stumps. We're up to 422, I've done another couple of loads in between that, and I'm part way through loading another one up. But I thought what I want to do is I want to change up my accommodation. I don't want to sleep in the tent anymore. So I was looking at a few different houses and things like that, and I thought, I've got an idea. Since we're working with trees, what about a kind of tree house? I mean, it's kind of not, well, I suppose. Let's just say an elevated house. It depends what the thumbnail is, because I haven't done the thumbnail yet. Now, what you'll also see as we're doing this is, I'll show you. Remember last time we had our previous line of trees, and I left some trees out as markers. I think there's another one down there. There you go. There's our previous marker. And we cut up to where that tree is. And that tree is. And I think we've got another one there and another one there. So we'd cut everything from there to there. So from there, we have now cut from this tree line. So that those dead trees there in that row, we've cut across to here. And I think I'm probably going to leave some dead ones here as well as we go along this row. The next row of dead ones we come to, so I can see each layer as we go. So now I've done those outside ones can come down, just to show you how much we've been doing each time we kind of do a step forward. And then what I do is then I go along and I take out the stumps as I go, load them all up, and off we go, which is brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably come back and finish this, or should I finish this now? Not on camera, I'll get this done. We've got quite a few stumps actually, and I've missed some as well. Go. This seems to be working a lot more efficiently than it did before. I think it's better driving over and going forwards than it is going backwards, bizarrely. I say bizarrely. There was a couple actually I noticed as I was going through the undergrowth. I found some more. Hope everyone's well. As it always is, it's been a crazy few weeks. I came back from my trip with MrSealyp, trying to catch up on maps I missed, and then mods got dropped, and people asked if I was going to catch up on mod reviews. I don't tend to do that. There was the mod pack for the supermarket. I've had a fiddle around with the Fent pack by Chris S. Riley S, and I've changed up my tractors on my modding, my mod test map from the case ones to the Fent ones, because I think they just work a little bit better horsepower wise and whatnot. So I've switched those up. Family stuff, you know how it is. Like same for all of us. Just because I do YouTube, it doesn't stop me being a person. It doesn't stop me being a human being with a family, and things happen. Family stuff that you have to deal with. I've talked about that before. We still have household chores. We still have, tidying, hoovering, housework, gardening. There's a whole load of stuff that needs to be done. I haven't touched the garden in quite a while, and guess what? It's hedge trimming time again, and I've got to be careful of the cable this time. What else have we got to do? Oh, we've got some building work to do in the house. I think I kind of mentioned it. It's not great actually. It's a bad one. We had a water leak a while back. I think I might have mentioned that, and we had a few problems, and the water had come through down the walls. We've got some dry rot in some of our skirting boards and door frames, which have all got to come out. And we had some plaster in the kitchen had lifted off the wall, and I was because we had it once before up the staircase. The plaster, it's an old house, it's like turn of the century, last century, not this century, so 1900, built for Ben Skin's brewery, which is just down the road for employees, and the plaster had just lifted. It's like lath and plaster walls, old sort of lath and plaster walls, and the plaster had lifted on the stairs. It's just where it squeezes through the lath, it just breaks off, and then the plaster lifts. So we had that in the kitchen, which is down below where the water leak had been. So great. So I thought, okay, well, I'll pull off all the old plaster, then I'll get some plaster board and I'll replaster it and whatever. And this is above our rear kitchen window and our back door, which has got like a lintel above it. Well, when I actually removed the plaster, the lintel is, because it was turn of the century houses, I assume it's like an oak beam. It's not a metal lintel. It's not an my mind's blanked on what it's called. Anyway, RSJ. It's not an RSJ like a metal RSJ. It's a wood beam, and where the water has obviously been leaking through the wall for some time. There's a few elsewhere as well. There's another bit over there. The water's been leaking down inside the wall for quite some time between the cavity wall. The actual lintel, the wood beam, has rotted and had bowed completely, so it's sagging underneath, but that supports the brickwork above it, above the window and the back door to the garden. So when the plaster came off, I've got 4 or 5 courses of brickwork have dropped about 1.5 inches, but separated from the brickwork above it, which means it's got to have a new lintel, it's got to have all new brickwork put in. But I don't know how to do it, and I can't afford to do it. It's going to be thousands. It's going to be a lot of money, but I don't know what to do. I've propped up the sort of lintel at the moment. I was looking for one of the industrial builders props, but I had some 4x2 knocking around, so I've just got a temporary prop in there to hold it up. So yeah, there's a whole, and it's that thing I've said before. It's no different again to anyone who's self-employed. If I take the time off of my channel to do the work myself to save myself some money, rather than getting a builder in, I'll have a crack at it. I'm sure my brother would come and help me. He's pretty good at that kind of thing. But because there's a lot of work, door frames and all the dry rot's got to be sorted out, and then all that stuff above the lintel, and you're probably looking at a couple of weeks' work, I would say. If I'm not making videos, I'm not earning money. So I'm saving money on not getting a builder in, but then I'm not earning any money, so I'm still losing money. But then to get a builder in, I haven't had a quote, and I am horrified to even look at it. So it's that thing, there's so much that needs to be done, and then giants are dropping mods like bucket loads and bucket loads still, and I'm just trying to keep up. The roadcraft stuff, I'm enjoying playing roadcraft still, and for everyone that reached out about roadcraft and said they've been enjoying it, liking the videos, and have bought the game off the back of watching my videos, that's awesome. all I was trying to do was say, look, you know, I've been sent this to have a play. I'm really enjoying it. I think you might enjoy it, and just showing it off, you know. And so many people have said they bought it, and that's brilliant. And so many people are saying how addictive it is, and how they're really, really enjoying playing it, and that's great as well. That is the point of playing computer games: is having fun, enjoying yourself, immersing yourself, and losing yourself, I suppose, from the real world and all of its building problems, and you know what I mean. It's that kind of thing. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to show you me doing all these, so I'm going to get the rest of these done, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my logging equipment over to my forest. I did finish off doing all the spraying, and it was, the spray cans were empty on the last episode when I said about it. The spray cans were empty, and stupidly I should have just sold them, because there were 100 to buy. I ran it out, it was empty, completely empty, no spray left in it, and they were going to buy it back for 80. 100, so I was only going to lose 20. So I think I got through four cans in the end, but I sprayed all my boundary trees, and so I know where to cut. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in a small, I started using it on Riverbend Springs, and I think I did an episode or 2 with it in place, and it's the little industrial sawmill, like a kind of personal one, but it runs a little bit faster. I need some wood beams and planks and stuff so I can build my elevated tree house home. So I'm going to get that up and running. And what I'm also going to do, because I said about the fact we're trying to provide and get stuff in place for the workers to come for the ministry, we are clearing sites, we're preparing everything. I thought about doing some like a fishery, but not the fishery, the Gwendol one. I thought about doing the crawfish thing, because, well, that's quite cool. We've got the river next to us, there must be crawfish in the river. Get that dinghy, so I've got that ordered, and I've also got some of the broodstock ordered for the crawfish, so we'll get some crawfish going in the river right next to where our home is, where our farm is at the moment, and that'll give us a food source sort of ongoing, so we can have crawfish as well as whatever else we're going to do. So I just thought that's what we'll do. So oh, is there a tree stump there? I assume there was a tree stump there. There was another big one out here somewhere. Anyway, I'll get the rest of those done. Those logs, I might leave those on the trailer for the time being, or do I load those up and take them? I'll load them up and take them. I'm going to clear these stumps, load up those logs, take those and get rid of that lot. What's on the ground now, I'm not going to cut any more. Then I'm going to move over my excavator, harvester and my telehandler, and we'll look at getting some of our trees down, get an industrial sawmill in, crawfish sorted out, and then hopefully treehouse. That's the plan. We have a full load. There is still some wood over there actually. I cut down more than I thought I had, and I've overloaded these. These aren't going to the crane onto the train, these are going to the lumber mill up here. We are going to use the crane again. I've been thinking, depending on how much money we make, I'll use that crane a little bit, and I'm thinking we might upgrade to that oh blimey, my mind's gone. Oh, you know, the one that's got the winch, the cable yarder type crane. Yeah, that. I think we might go for a cable yarder-esque type situation, because that will give us the ability to set that up wherever we want. Although, do we have to own the land to put it down? Maybe. The ministry owns this bit, not us. Anyway, our crawfish broodstock has arrived, as has our boat. That's there. That needs to be taken down to the water side, and the broodstock will need to be put in as well. And then I think, you know what I'm going to do for up here at the yard, rather than keep bringing up the tractor with the front loader, I might get a skid steer loader. There was the John Deere one that came out that was really cheap. That was quite small. I always remember that being quite loud and not doing as much weight as I wanted it to. But there is the Black Sheep Modding one, the Massey Ferguson. This is really weird. It's I have to keep adjusting for the turn. Oh, it's doing it. There we go. We're in. So I think I'm going to order one of those. That way I can load stuff up. I'll get a trailer up here, get the crawfish stuff. All my equipment has been moved over. Let's do that. And then, come on, how much are we going to make? Is that all? Really? For 2 stacks of 8s, I did a stack of 8s and 6s and earned 79 or something, didn't I? Unless the price has just fluctuated again. That's weird. I don't actually need this for what we're going to be doing for our small, because I can just put it straight into, I'm going to put the mini sawmill down there. So we'll park this up. I'm going to get onto the onto the ministry ordering system. I'm going to get my skid steer ordered, and that can be delivered. And then we'll load up. I'll bring the little trailer up. Actually, saying that though, no, it doesn't hurt to have one, does it? I was just thinking, if I'm going to bring the trailer up anyway, engine off, it makes sense, yes. Yeah, so the boat will go down, that'll go into the, well, say into the water, but you know what I mean. And then our crawfish brood stock, I don't know, we'll give it a go. Last time I saw any of that stuff was when it kind of first came out. So yeah, we'll see, I guess. I'm going to cut down some trees first because I want to get that little mini sawmill up and running. Only because I need the wood so we can build our elevated home. So need that running overnight. The broodstock, that's not too much of a rush because we need that obviously potentially for us to eat while we're carrying on, but also once we start getting employees arriving. I guess on the ground where we're clearing the trees there, that's going to be where their main centre of operation is going to be. So I assume they're going to be wanting like huts and stuff put up for accommodation and I guess like an admin block. I don't know how that's going to work. Would that be? We haven't really got. Have we got anything shipping container-esque like that? Maybe. I'm just thinking something along those lines might work. I'll say it again. I really miss the shipping containers from FS22. They were brilliant because they were so versatile and you could use them for all sorts of stuff. Storytelling type things too. So anyway, we're going to cut some trees down, get those down. I'll put in the little mini sawmill, the industrial sawmill. Is it GMNGjoy? Something like that. Details in the description. Righto! I shall show you. We are back over. Our skid steer loader has been ordered. I've ordered it. That one actually now comes with the option for skid steer loader on the front or front loader. So I went with front loader because I've already got some front loader tools. But I can switch it back at a workshop. So as you saw when I was doing this before, I've gone through and I've marked with a green X all the trees that are on our boundary and you can kind of see them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all go around the woodland and I'm going to take out the green one and then one or possibly two to the left. So we'll have a strip that runs round so we'll know when we're doing our forestry and we get to a gap, like a fire break, we've reached the edge. And that goes right the way round and the green crosses are, I mean right the way down there I think it comes out at. Right around the outside. So I'm going to start this side. Get these in. Actually, while we're here, is it worth? Where's there a flat bit of ground? I suppose it's flat-ish. I'm going to put in the little thingy-doodad, the sawmill jobby, because that, like I say, on Riverbend Springs, that was working really efficiently. So I think, you know what? And you get wood chips with that as well, if I recall. So we'll get that running. I want to get that down here because it's easier, and I think it's going to run faster than the big lumber mill up there. It's a cheaper alternative as well. So, actually, I'm going to show you. If we go into build mode, we tend to shy away from this menu. I say I do. It kind of breaks the illusion of, of storytelling. It doesn't take up a lot of room. Is it 10,000? It's saying 1047. So it's going to do a little bit of landscaping. My question is, what way round do I want it? If I have it that way round, then the logs that are coming out from the woodland are going to be at the right side for putting that in, and our pallets will spawn out the other side. I really need it on the cheapest. I want it to be as level as possible, otherwise it's going to mess the ground up in it, and then it all just becomes a thing, and then you know how it all goes. Actually, if I can get that down here, maybe I'll start in the middle. Let's get it down where it's really flat. Maybe I'll start the other end. Let's do it there. Boom. Okay. That was very underwhelming. I was expecting ground deformation and all kind of stuff going in. Okay. So maybe I won't start off doing the boundary. Maybe I should do, really. We can use our thing and drag it all over. I haven't got to load it up into anything big, Right, let's turn it on. Oh, it was turned on. I'm going to keep it 8 metre lengths. It's just just for ease of operation and whatnot. What are we stuck on? We're not stuck on anything. I suppose I could just. It's a lot to drag them all the way down to there, isn't it? I'm going to start in the middle. I'll go around and do the outside off camera. Actually, we'll do a boundary off camera. Oh, have I got that wedge between two trees? Of course I have. There we go. Yeah, we'll drag this one down. And then we'll do the rest from the middle, because then we can get it all into there straight away. We'll get that running. But the thing about this is, as we clear this and we clear the wood, then we can put a new field in ourselves. We can, so we can expand our fields we've already got here. Our stuff is all growing, which is great. We have also got some goat milk and wool already underway, which is brilliant. Well, I can't remember, so I'm doing it again. If I can cut this directly onto the platform, that'll make life a little bit easier, won't it? And I'll go from there. Wood chip containers the other side. Careful. Just rotate the head a little bit. Maybe I'll rotate the crane head the wrong way. Potentially. And was it this side? There we go. Nice. Then we come a little bit closer to there. So we're going to want wood beams. Oh, we can do wood delivery from here as well. Ooh, fancier. We're going to need wood beams, wood... We're going to do all three. Planks long, wood planks. I reckon planks long and wood beams we're going to need for what we're building. So let's go with that and that. Yes. There we go. We're off and running. Right. I'm going to get some more done. Actually, I'm just thinking I might put a little, I might put a shelter over this, maybe over the back section, but that'll be further down the line maybe. I'm getting way ahead of myself, a bit too fancy for my own good. I'm just thinking for the inclement weather. This thing is still the best to buy by far. I've got that pile of small logs actually over there. I could probably do with going over the trailer, loading up, and bring that one over here as well. Why not? Because if we're utilising it for our own ends. Oops. There we go. So that was weird. Yes, could I come a little bit further over and have put them straight into the thing? Of course I could, but in all honesty, where they're laid down now, if I use my telehandler with my manure fork on the front, I can just push them in. Use it like a plough blade, sort of dozer blade type thing, if I want. Right. See you in a little while, and then we'll go and get the crawfish stuff. I want to get that up and running, and then it'll probably be, I guess, tomorrow. Once we've got some wood beams and bits and bobs, we can get our and I can get out the tent. That's the plan. I shouldn't have gone over the top of that tree stump. That's uncomfortable. I can feel it in the cab. Ooh. I hath arrived. I was going to cut some more trees down. I thought actually with the ones we've just pushed in there as well, that's running. So I can have that running. Now I'm going to get the crawfish thing running. Money's gone down again. The boat has been moved. The boat is now down by the water. So what we've got to do is put the brood stock in. These aren't liftable, are they? No, they're not. I don't think they were. And here's our, there we go. Here's our Massey. Again, I've used this before. There are other skid steer loaders and stuff are available. Let's say I've used the John Deere one before. There are quite a few. There are front loader things, and people say, "Well, I thought you said you were going to be using different stuff on this." Yeah, I was. And again, I've said many times, you default back to stuff stuff that works, stuff that's reasonable. You can pay 50, 60, 70 grand for a front loader vehicle or a skid steer loader or whatever. That's 25 grand. So. It does the job. I'm just going to have it for up here. Now, I am considering, though, because we bought the other one down the hill, mine's blanked, the Bura now, we may well keep it, because obviously that was from Tom and Nico, because we've got Nico's number plate on there, haven't we? Yeah, Nico 100 NCO. But I'm thinking about, the forestry stuff that came out. I was talking about earlier, Chris S. Riley's. There's the bonkers horsepowers on the bigger ones, but there's the smaller one, which is like the grapevine orchard type tractor. If you go up the horsepowers on that, there's one that's like 386 horsepower. There's a forestry edition version of it. The twin wheel version's got this weird, like, I don't know, like a metal bar around it. I don't know if the bar's supposed to be between the wheels or. I just quite like the look of that. It's got some decent horsepower. Yes, it's a little bit nuts, but at the end of the day, well, why not? I'm just thinking, Again, I'm doing this series because I want to. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying doing it. I'm having fun, and in the vein of using stuff that's a little bit different. Yeah, I guess people will then still argue, but you've just done what you always do. You've gone from standard stuff to bonker stuff really quickly. Yeah, probably. But again, I need to have fun playing, I'm not going to stop myself from doing stuff. Not that it's going to make me miserable, you know what I mean? I don't think, can I get all of these, all four? How heavy is that? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I could get all four, whether they'd shift around or not, whether the forks would go far enough forward. I think we might have there's some fork packs that have got some longer forks, but I can't remember if they're, because this is skid steer loader or front loader option. But I was worried the wheels would come off the ground. They don't seem to be. I just thought, oh, careful, careful, careful. No, too much. Can I tilt it back? If I get it right up against here, and if it tips, if I go really quickly, it'll tip onto it. Yeah, probably should have done two at a time, realistically. There we go. I don't know if I need to unload at the other end or not, or whether or not it'll take it from the trailer. I don't know. But I'm going to leave this here up on the platform, loading dock. So as we get more stuff, or if I need to use it for the woodland stuff or down at the farm, I can come and grab it because it is ours. We can do what we like with it. Let's put our straps on there and there. Got the others? I think we're missing all the others, don't we? There's a double one there. Cool. Is there a double one there? It is. Caught that as well. Right. So what we'll do now is that. Is it that and triangle? Yeah. Close the side up. Let's head off and get that put in. And then that's today's stuff done. So what I'm hoping is by tomorrow we've got some wood, beams and planks, and we can construct our home. I've still done some more logging, we've still earned some more money, we've got some new stuff. I've got 2 new productions, Crawfish, logging, well, no, like Sawmill-esque. I don't know, I know people are going to go absolutely nuts. There are so many tractors, there are so many things available and so many cool ones, and I was looking at all sorts of different tractors. I'm going to keep this, I'm not selling this, I'm not selling the other one either. I suppose I could sell the other one and upgrade that. But I just thought, I was fiddling around with the Chris S. Riley S ones the other day, because that was another mod pack that came out, and I was like, oh, I like the look of this, And thank you to Richard. Richard reached out and said, oh, have you looked at it? It's really cool. And it is. And I think with the upper end horsepower on the larger ones, Was it 5,000 horsepower or something? 200 miles an hour. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it's Chris S. Riley S stuff, isn't it? It's bonkers crazy, but kind of cool as well. The one down from that, I think, was 1,000 horsepower, 50 miles an hour, which I think I might have gone for on my mod test map. I've got to decide as well, where am I going to put my tower in? I want it down here by the water. Do I just put it where the tent is, or do I move it over slightly here by the trees? I mean, we could put it in the trees, I guess, couldn't we? I'm just thinking, I don't know about the size of it, but when we build it, just think if I lopped out maybe this middle one, or actually, there's a bit of a gap here, isn't there? Just thinking having it by the water might be quite nice, mightn't it? In amongst the trees. Yeah, I'm going to put it here, I reckon. Reckon I will. Then we can pack the tent away. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Now, I can't remember what side we need to go for this. So the boat is by the water. In putting this in, things did get a little bit muddy. I'm not going to lie, we got a little bit of wet mud here. What side was it? Oh, that was this side. There you go. It's taken all of them. Excellent. Right. So that broodstock will go into the water. If there aren't crawfish, crawdads, crayfish in here already, there will be. So what we'll do now, I think, is at this end. There we go. Crawfish production. Oh yeah, 4 out of 5. Crawfish production 10 to 40. So we should get some crayfish, crawfish, crawdads coming out of here. Nice. Crawdaddy's Treehouse. That's what we're going to be making. Crawdaddy's Treehouse. Let's put that back. Right, so that's now running. That's now running. I'll get some more wood into that so we can get that going. And then tomorrow... Yeah, tomorrow we'll build our thing. Yeah. Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I was just about to say, sometimes it just works really well, but I think I just leveled out, didn't I? There we go. That's not too bad. I've certainly done worse, I know that. Certainly done worse. I'm just thinking, with the money we got, shall I just buy another tractor? It will shift as well. It'll have a fair bit of horsepower as well. I'm sure it says the one that I went up to was 396. What's happened to our... Why is that tipped on its side? That's gone a bit weird. We've gone a bit wonky. There we go. You alright? Medic! See you in the morning. We should be into February. I'll get some more trees cut down between now and then. We should have a nice big gap cleared over there. Look, everything's doing really well. Look, as I said, we got goat milk already cracking away. Look, we can drink that, make it into cheese, do whatever we want to do with it. That's up to us. Wool, we can use that for all sorts of things. We are building our little homestead, farmstead. Everything's going... I say according to plan. The plan I originally had kind of went out the window. A couple of things I intended to do we are doing, but other than that, we are pretty much... We're freewheeling it, man. Oh, look. I need to check this at midnight again. I had that... I completely forgot, and it went to the morning, and I'd forgot to put water in it. I think it's only twice. I'm sure it's only twice we need to do water. It is 7:02. It's February, and I've already made the start. Look, we've got a shelter above it, which is very cool. These were ones I hadn't actually put in. I just piled them up by the side. We've got our first load of wood beams. We've got our first load of wood planks. Actually, there's plenty here to be cracking along with. I've loaded 2 up already, and you can see the dent we made. If you come to, I mean, it's roughly here, isn't it, where we started doing our logging. So we did a big chunk out of here, all the way back to here. So we had, I think it was just over 150,000 litres. This was like 250,000 litres, the sawmill here. So I put 150,000 litres in actually. How much have we got here? Let's do that. Back up to 158,000. And we're still showing wood chips 972 litres. Planks long 958, so we've got another planks long coming soon. Wood beam 33 litres. Brilliant. And then what I also did was moved my equipment and machinery once I'd taken a big chunk out of here and got enough in there to keep that chugging for a while. I then decided to bring my stuff up, start working my way around the perimeter. So I've just got piles. I haven't moved any of this yet. I haven't loaded it up onto trailers. I haven't done anything else. All I've done is moved the wood out, piled it up. So as I've just cut myself a channel. So there's a definite gap. When I get to the edge, there's a big gap between this and the next load of trees over. So I know kind of where our edge is. I've got all the way around to here, third pile here. I've been doing the stumps as I've been going, picking up the trees, piling them all up. You can see, look, there's our ones of our green crosses that I've been cutting down as I go. So we're now at this angle, you can see them all through there, look. Green cross, green cross, green cross, cross. That goes on through. So I'll do the same thing, sort of about 3 wide, channel round, and that'll continue to go around the outside. Probably should not have left that up like that. Just pop that there. So, what we're going to do then is, yeah, why did I walk up around the side, not through the middle? It doesn't matter. I'm going to load up the rest of those, take them over to where we're going to build our watchtower, and I'll get some construction underway. We've got our first pallet of crawdads, crawfish, crayfish. Yeah, we got our first pallet out already, which is really good. We are going to need to get, it's actually getting through the brood stock fairly quickly, I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And as you've already seen, I've bought over the skid steer loader because it was a little bit easier. Once I put the shed over this, and I just wanted it as a small, you know, it works out just about right. I can get to my trigger here to get my wood chip out. I can get my trigger there to run it. My trigger here, I put a little bit of gravel down on the floor so I know where my trigger is for putting my wood in. That's fine. I've got room for all of this to spawn here, and then room for a vehicle or whatever I want under here. But there wasn't a huge amount of room for a telehandler unless I come in this side. So I thought a skid steer loader, that's probably the best bet. Let's do that. I think that pallet just spawned out actually. What I'll do, I'm going to take 2, well, maybe I'll stack some more up. These are in 3s, aren't they? Can I lift 3? That's the question. I'm not actually lined up particularly well, but that's fine. Don't want to go too far through, that'll be fine. And that forward a bit. Drop that. There we go. Nice and gentle. Another reason for choosing this sawmill is the speed that it operates at, because I want my wood to be prepared, and once we've built our tower, our home, then the rest we can obviously then sell on or do what we're going to do, use it for other projects, whatever it might be. But for the sake of doing this, this was for the start of doing this. Oh, I forgot this was double, yeah. So is that. Worked out perfect. Now if I'd have put them right to the end, because I've got another one on, maybe, I guess the other way of doing it could have been if I'd done it from the end and had the back fold down, I could have put more on with some overhanging potentially, but I'll just come back with some forwards and get some more. So what I'm going to do is get all this over there. Let's get construction underway, shall we? I could just drive over with stuff on here, but it seems daft and we've got a trailer. We'll use the trailer. Can Can I get through and get to... Oh no! Oh, whoops. I got a bit above my station. Whoops. Let's get these out of here. I think looking at where the pallets are placed, I could have done with my post, because I didn't have any pallets when I placed it. So when we built our shelter, if I'd have built the shelter just a little bit to the left, I would have been perfect for getting in. I suppose I could remove it and rebuild it, couldn't I? Just bring it over a little bit more, maybe. No, that'd be alright. Load those up when it comes back. Let's crack right along. Oh, I didn't stop at midnight to check the water situation. I'm sure it was only 2 I'm supposed to do. Oh man, let's go and check that. See if that needs refilling. Everything's growing very well though. Well, I say that. We're about to find out, aren't we? Oh no! I know you said it at the end of the last bit as well. I got so engrossed in my logging I completely forgot. As I said, first pallet out of there as well, so we can feed ourselves and anyone else who might come along. Let's get this unloaded into the gap and we shall get building underway. So it's 10:06, 10:07, and we have built our tree house. Not quite a tree house, but it's up in the trees. It's in the tree canopy. I'm taking it. Now I could have just placed this. It's a lookout, that kind of thing. But I have another trick up my sleeve, another plan, something I'm going to try. And I thought, well, I'm doing logging. Let's do a bit of lumber. Let's bring some beams. You know, that whole. If we were going to do it for real, what would we need to build it? We'd need beams. We'd need long planks. You know. And so we've been building, and it's done. I'm happy with that. That's very cool. But we're not stopped there, because if we want this to be our house, tree house, we need a sleep trigger. So can we put a sleep trigger in this? That's the plan. So I think I'm going to do a doormat. That's probably going to be the easiest thing. And what we need to do is, we can go in here, can't we? Yeah. Just in, I mean, it's a bit sparse at the moment. I don't know if we could put any other decorative items in. We need something sort of here, really. So if we go into here, I've had a lot of trouble when I'm recording going into these menus, and the menu freezes for some reason. When it's recording, I don't know why it does it. It is driving me absolutely bonkers. But if we go to farmhouses, come down to there. Let's do that, right. So we want the front by the water. Let's zoom out a little. Oh, hang on. Can I zoom out a little bit? Oh, we were nearly there. We are so nearly there. Hang on. Do I need to... Can we... I don't want to zoom out too far. I'm just thinking we just need to get over that lip. There we go. Just inside the doorway. Oh. Boom, baby! Oh, yeah. Come on. We've done it. I'll take that. I will take that. Yeah, we need a bit of furniture. I don't know how we would go about it. But this is our new home. It's a little bit different to normal, isn't it? Why not? And look, beams, planks, it's all, you know. I'm going to take it how you want to take it. It's entirely up to you. I did also, that's why money's gone down from 410 to 405 or 411 or whatever it is. Our shed, you know, I was said about moving over a little bit. We did dismantle it, move it over ever so slightly, about a foot. We just moved it over, and it's perfect now. It's lined up. Actually, you know what? Let's whiz over. I'll show you rather than just chatting about it. The next episode, right, we're going to put the tent down. We can pack that away. I need to start, because I thought about, oh, what can I buy next? Let's buy some land. I thought about aiming towards getting the land that's got the peat on it and doing some peat work, because I haven't really done much of that. We need to start getting in some of the accommodation buildings, cabins, what we're going to do for the workers over on the ministry land. I'm splashing through my own. That was clever. But we need a harvester, because once this is ready to harvest, and we're going to need a corn header for the corn, and I need to keep clearing that so we can then do our next field further over there, and then we need some proper barns. So yeah, as you can see, we are now, our post is pretty much right slap bang in the middle, so I can get to either side of this without this post being in the way. And again, I could have used a different barn, I could have used a different building. Oh, we are so close. I didn't realise just how close we were to that. But all the triggers, everything's available. We can get to everything, we can do what we need to. It has worked out absolutely perfectly. And I'm pleased. I'm pleased with what we've managed to get done today. I'm really pleased about it again, because that was just that kind of, okay, I've built it, but I need a trigger on it. I need a sleep trigger. And I thought, I'll just put a bench at the bottom or do it. No, that's worked perfectly. But anyway, that's the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.